Hello everyone, Fredrex here, and I just went out to see the new Godzilla sequel, Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters. And what do I think of it? It was great. I like it. So I have to talk about it, like my thoughts and my opinions on this movie. So it does, after I seen the movie, it does have a few issues, so I can explain later. But it's great to see our King back on the big screen once again, 5 years later, since the 2014 film. So, yeah, it's a pretty good following sequel to the 2014 film in the MonsterVerse of Legendary and Warner Brothers. So, I did enjoy the movie, but some of it has a few problems. It has a little bit of issues, and I will get to that later. So, Godzilla 2 King of the Monsters. So basically, I will start with the characters first, because basically the human characters is probably like the big focusing platform of the whole movie. The big focusing thing throughout the whole movie is basically the humans. And basically, good thing some of the returning characters are back from the 2014 film, which is Dr. Serizawa and his partner. So basically, they came back to see Godzilla, and basically, they're going to see if there's other monsters coming up all over the Earth. So basically, there's actually new characters like some of these military characters that's part of the military, and there's even some of the characters in the government wants to kill Godzilla, and basically there's this family throughout the whole movie. Like basically, this family, it focuses on the family here. Like basically, they have a daughter, which is Madison, played by Millie Bobby Brown, and basically the mother and the father, which is the father. Named Mark, and basically they lost their son during the 2014 events since the events of the first movie. So they lost their son until 5 years later, since Madison now grown up into a teenager, which is Millie Bobby Brown. And basically they're gonna find a way how they're gonna find all the monsters, and basically the father wants to kill Godzilla, because basically after all the things that it costs to kill for their son, you know. And the other thing is, even the mother, basically the ex-wife, basically they actually just got divorced. It's kind of just reminds me of the Kirbys from Jurassic Park 3, if you just imagine it that way, if you did see the movie. So anyways, even the other characters around the movie basically wants to hunt down the Titans, all over the world, all the other kaijus, basically going to pop out all over the world in any country so they can hunt them down and kill them. That's basically what the government wants to do with Godzilla and the others. Basically, Dr. Serizawa wouldn't allow them to do that, so he basically wants them. They're basically trying to explain the humans are, he's explained, if some of the Titans should be there to protect them, or some of the Titans are there to threaten them. So basically, yeah, there are some good ones or bad ones. So basically, the family created this machine that'll communicate with the good Titans. I forgot what it's called though, but since they found Mothra hatch out the egg underground, they were using it to communicate with her, so she's friendly. So basically, the ex-wife and Millie is being captured by these bad guys, taking them all over the world to release all the Titans, basically, I think. And the other thing is, when they're looking for the Titans around the world, they went to Antarctica. They found Monster Zero, which is also known as King Ghidorah in ice. So when they went there, even the good guy shows up, even though when they're there, Ghidorah just break loose. And the other thing, when they're in the submarine underwater, they found Godzilla, just been hibernating underwater throughout the past 5 years, and he's glowing blue for an intimidation display. He's using the glowing green effect that he's using for his huge heartbeat for intimidation. Like a huge heartbeat of a whale, you know. So yeah, so Godzilla is not going to be there to hurt them, threaten them. He's basically just going to be there to help, and he's actually coming towards the Ghidorah all the way to Antarctica so they can fight. So basically, when Godzilla shows up, they start fighting, and it gets to one of these problems throughout the movie, like in the first movie. The first movie, the 2014 film, has this problem that the monster fights kept cutting the way to the humans, to something else, you know? Which that is a huge disappointing to all of us fans, because we just hated when the monster fights were cutting away. Until then, when Godzilla and Ghidorah starts fighting, it cuts away. So basically, it was focusing on the humans down on the ground, seeing what they're doing, and they're escaping. Until then, Ghidorah escapes, and then basically the fight was a little too quick, and it basically cuts away most of it. And until then, later on in the movie, when he went into New Mexico to see Rodan coming out of the volcano, they were luring Rodan towards Ghidorah. So basically, King Ghidorah, they can tell that Ghidorah's heading right towards New Mexico to get to Rodan. And the other thing is, Ghidorah, like, the way he flies, basically, the King Ghidorah, like, basically, he is a really good, like, he's evil in this movie. I love it. And basically, each of the three heads have their own personality. Because basically, the left head is being an idiot, and basically, the front and the right head is just being serious, but the left head is just being an idiot. And so the other thing is when King Ghidorah is going right towards them, and basically he's controlling a storm. He's controlling whatever he wants it to be. Like basically, there's a storm on him whenever he's flying, and basically he's controlling the tornadoes and he's causing the tornadoes and the lightning in the storm cloud that he's flying in, and that's pretty cool. And basically, when the ship was luring in Rodan towards Ghidorah, and they start with the second fight, it still cuts away, which is a bit disappointing. We can basically see like 20 seconds of shots when the monsters are fighting, like up in the sky when Rodan and Ghidorah are fighting, and the other thing when the military are in the ship seeing what they're doing. And the other thing is when they found Mothra just turned into a butterfly finally, and throughout most of the movie. Until then, after when Rodan lost the fight with Ghidorah, Ghidorah was about to kill the military until Godzilla shows up once again to try to kill Ghidorah, and just bite off one of his heads. Until then, the government just flew out the oxygen destroyer bomb on him, so he's down. So basically, they have to recharge him up with more radiation bombs, so he wouldn't get more energy from his inside of himself. Like he needs to get more radiation energy inside of himself just to get pumped up to fight more monsters, you know? And basically Mothra is going to be there with Godzilla, because basically she's the queen of the monsters and she's helping him out. So when Godzilla woke up, like out of the tombs underwater where he's been in all throughout the whole time, for the past 5 years, so he's basically charged up, glowing blue, and he's going to be there to fight Ghidorah once again. So basically, they went all the way to Boston, where the baseball field is. So Millie Bobby Brown is there with the machine, and basically, it's going to make Ghidorah mad. So Ghidorah wants to destroy the stupid machine that he doesn't like. So basically, he's going to be there, and he's about to kill Millie until Godzilla shows up. So Godzilla and Ghidorah is having like the second fight throughout the movie. Until then, Rodan and Mothra shows up to fight each other. So basically, in the final fight, like there's 3 fights in this movie. So the final fight, it still cuts away from the end, cuts away from the monster fights into the humans. Like the camera just keeps on turning towards the humans. Like it's just, I think it's pretty much annoying. And pretty much, when the humans are looking for the girl, when they're looking for Millie Bobby Brown, so they have to be there and get out of there since the monsters are fighting around Boston. And basically, the most disappointing thing that everyone is pretty mad about, because the monster fights keeps on being into nighttime. Because they know in the nighttime when it's raining, because they want the monster fights to end up being in daytime. So basically, it's pretty disappointing about that. So whatever, just whatever. Until then, when Mothra gets wounded really quickly by Rodan and takes him down, and basically Ghidorah is taking down Godzilla, and basically Mothra is protecting him. Until then, she sacrificed herself to save Godzilla. So that's the reason. Like that's the thing we always know about Mothra. She dies. Until then, Godzilla wakes up with. When his radiation powers goes up. Until then, he turns to burning Godzilla. Until then, he defeats Ghidorah once and for all. which is pretty cool. So basically, until the ending of the movie, the other Titan shows up. So there's like 4 Titans in the cameo. So basically, there's this Mammoth Titan, a Muto Titan, and even Kamanga, the giant spider, and even a Mountain Titan that came out of the mountains, you know? So basically they bow to him to be the king. Until then, all the way to the ending, Godzilla roars up to the sky to be king. So basically, he's now king, and all the Titans are bowing down to him. And Rodan survived, so don't worry about it. So yeah, that was the ending of the movie, Godzilla 2, King of the Monsters. It's great. It's a well-made Godzilla movie, but it does have a few problems. It's pretty much a movie that got made by somebody that loves Godzilla very much, which is Michael Dougherty. So yeah, he did pretty well making this movie, but basically there's a few problems in the way here and there. But either way, the movie is pretty good. I do recommend you checking this out just to see how fun a Godzilla movie can be. And is it better than the first movie? Yes. Is it good? Yes. Will you be satisfied? Yes. So I recommend you checking this out to be this blockbuster that you're focusing on this year. And after you see it, you would be satisfied. So I do recommend you checking this out just to see how fun it is. And yeah, you won't be disappointed. So there's a few issues here and there, a few nitpicks, but either way, it's a great movie to watch this year. So yeah, I give Godzilla King of the Monsters a solid 9 out of 10. A great movie, so I definitely recommend you just to watch it, just to see how great a Godzilla movie can be. So, if this is the movie that you're focusing on this year, so give it a try. So, okay, so that was my conclusion, that was my thoughts, my opinions on Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's a great movie, so go see it. So yeah, if you enjoyed this movie review, like this video, comment this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for more future content like this coming out really soon. And I will put up some more reviews on more movies that will come out later on this year that I will review. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in any of that, so stay tuned for that on my channel. So take care, have a good one, and bye-bye.